Many years after God destroyed the world by flood, a man named Abram journeyed with his father and his family from their home in Ur to Haran. There, Abram's father died, and there God spoke to Abram. "Go from this country to a land that I will show you," God said. "I will give you many descendants, and they will become a great nation, and through you I will bless all the peoples on earth." So Abram did as God commanded. He left home to go to the land of Canaan far away. Abram took with him his wife Sarai, his nephew Lot, and all riches and slaves. When Abram got to Canaan, he carried a place called Shechem. There God heard Abram saying, "This is the land I am going to, and your children." Abram built an altar to the Lord at that place. Then Abram moved on south. There was a bad famine in Canaan at that time, so Abram decided to go on down to Egypt for a while. But Abram was worried. He was afraid the Egyptians would kill him in order to take Sarai because she was so beautiful. So he told her to say that she was his sister, not his wife. Just as Abram had feared, when they got to Egypt, the king wanted Sarai for his wife. The king had a rot to his palace, and he gave gifts to Abram. But it was not right for the king to take another man's wife as his own. So God caused terrible diseases to strike the king and the other Egyptians living in the palace. When the king figured out what had happened, he told Abram to take Sarai and go away. The king's men took Abram and his wife and sent them out of Egypt. So Abram returned to Canaan. Soon his servants and Lot's servants began to have both men had large herds of sheep and goats, and there was not enough grass to feed them all. "Quarreling and fighting are bad," Abram said to Lot. "Let's live in different places so there be any more trouble." Lot agreed and decided to Sodom. Abram stayed near Hebron. Then the Lord spoke to Abram again. "Land will belong to your descendants forever," he said. "And I will give you so many descendants that you won't be able to count them all." Based on the story of Abram, the main morals are about faith, obedience, and God's faithfulness. The importance of faith. Abram leaves his home and travels to an unknown land based solely on God's promise. This demonstrates that true faith often requires taking action without seeing the final outcome. God's faithfulness. Even when Abram makes mistakes out of fear, like lying about his wife Sarai in Egypt, God still protects him and remains faithful to the promises he made. Generosity and trust. By offering his nephew Lot the first choice of land and peacefully resolving their conflict, Abram shows trust that God will provide for him regardless. This act of generosity is immediately followed by God reaffirming his promise